is the Bill Squire Show.
Hey everybody, welcome to this week's episode of whatever show this is. There's no way to know.
No way to know. Who are we?
I'm going through, I forgot who I am. Maybe you guys can help. All right, before we get into everything else, thank you so much to everybody that's been watching and listening and sharing and doing everything. I appreciate it more than you know. It really means a lot to me. I'm putting a lot into the show. I love this show. It's very fun. I think it's evolving into something that's very special.
And all you guys have to do is click buttons.
And all you have to do is click buttons and
You don't
enjoy.
have to have pants on.
And what I need you to also do, I got a little bit of a favor to ask. Make sure if you are a listener, make sure you also subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you are a watcher on the YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe to one of the podcast platforms. Just to get, it's a numbers-driven business. And so, especially with YouTube, I need those numbers.
Get it in every hole.
Get it in every hole. That's right. The Bill Squire Show, get it in every hole. That's the new motto. And we got some exciting things to announce coming very soon.
Do we?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's on the way. I told you about it.
I do know.
Yeah, but we haven't.
Can I just pretend that I don't know?
Yeah, you can pretend.
It's way more fun.
You can do whatever you want.
I know.
So
I do.
we got some exciting things coming soon. I want to make sure they're cool first, but yeah. I'm excited. But if you subscribe on YouTube, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm almost halfway there. It's hard to get people to hit subscribe. Also, it's free to subscribe. I think people...
Click the button. You can do it in your bed. You can do it drunk. You can do it in the shower. You can do it while you're driving. You shouldn't, but you can.
Yeah. She's not wrong.
It's like
But you
Dr.
can.
Seuss in a fox with a house. Who knows?
I also like the Bill Squire Show. You shouldn't, but you can. I think we might have to have a show slogan, and we'll have a vote. It's
I'm already winning for who has the cleverest things.
So what was the first one?
Get it in every hole.
Get it in every hole, or you shouldn't,
but you
you
can.
can. I think I'll put that
up.
up.
I don't know. I like the second one.
You shouldn't, but you can?
Yeah.
I like them both. I think we have to put it up to the listeners. I think if we put it up to them...
Hey, remember when you didn't vote the first time? Do it this time.
Now it matters. There's stakes now.
Ooh, yes, there are stakes. Ooh, can we just go right into this?
Yeah, we can go. That's a great segue to our...
Fakesgiving.
Fakesgiving, is that what we're calling it?
That's what I've been calling it.
All right, well, I like it. So why don't you tell everybody what Thanksgiving means to you and why we're doing Fakesgiving?
Or I could just skip the first part and go on to the second part.
I want them to have a background because you really like Thanksgiving.
I do like Thanksgiving, but it also... There's some things that I don't want to share with everybody about Thanksgiving.
Well, you don't have to share every single thing you like about Thanksgiving. You can just give like a...
It's more some things I don't like about Thanksgiving.
You don't have to share the things you don't like.
Thanksgiving.
There you go. That's what they need to know.
Halloween, Thanksgiving, two faves. Have you noticed the theme here? Food. And dressing strangely. That's also a big thing.
Are we dressing strangely for Thanksgiving?
No, but you do that on Halloween, and I haven't decided what I'm going to wear for Thanksgiving. It could be a turkey hat. You don't know.
I might cook up something special too.
Oh, you're cooking?
No, I'm not going to cook. I'm going to cook up some special outfit.
So since this year, Thanksgiving, we're not going to be with our families. It's just going to be us and this idiot dog. I decided for us that we are going to have this ridiculous Thanksgiving feast. No fucking turkey. Yes, mashed potatoes. Yes, gravy. Yes, shitty box stuffing, because nobody has time for the real garbage.
And honestly, the shitty box stuffing is the better stuffing. Every time I've ever had other stuffing, I'm like, this is good. Like, I still enjoy it, but shitty box stuffing's pretty fucking good.
Do you want to know the secret ingredient to that?
What's that?
MSG.
Madison Square Garden.
Don't get me started, because then we're going to talk about fish.
There's other things that happen there.
No, there are not.
They play basketball games.
Who's basketball?
Basketball's my favorite sport. That's why I have all these shoes.
You don't even play. All right, Papa Shot. Anyway.
I love it when they come in big Papa Shot.
I almost texted you that today when I asked you for money.
Reluctantly asked me for money. I'm like, hey, how much do I need to give you for this dinner that's for both of us. And she's like, I don't know. Oh, I get uncomfortable talking about money. I'm like,
Okay,
just tell me how much it costs and I'll give you the fucking money.
Also, that's not how my text voice sounds. It's usually me, anxiety-ridden, all capital letters.
That's pretty anxiety-ridden. Maybe not all capital letters, but I don't know.
I don't know how much money. Ugh.
There's your text voice.
It's me, just regular, just holding on to whatever is near me.
All
Anyways, we're having lobster. We're having ribeye. I'm making risotto. What else? Bacon wrapped asparagus. Pumpkin rolls. Fancy whiskey. Not that fancy, but I like this whiskey a lot.
Good whiskey. Better than what we usually drink, which is...
Ooh, I almost bought fancy fucking old granddad today.
They have fancy old granddad?
Fancier than the fucking 100 proof? It's 114 proof.
Ooh.
It's a cute little bottle. I looked
I
at
might
it
go
and I
pick that
stared.
up.
You probably should.
Yeah, all right. I think I'll go get that tomorrow.
I don't think they have it at whatchamacallums.
Sapel's, I'll have to go to an actual store.
Simone's.
Simone's.
It's my favorite liquor store.
I like Simone's. It's just not as close to Sapel's.
Yeah, but they have more stuff. So
Right, I
will
understand.
I will go out of my way to go stand and stare at the same 12 ciders and pick a different one than I bought last time.
I get it.
Ooh, I also bought. I think I told you this earlier. Shakespeare released their deer snacks. Very excited. Yeah, we're having a Fakesgiving. I'm excited.
I think it's going to be great. I'm very excited about it. So we got what? Ribeye, lobster,
duck, risotto. What the fuck else?
fake stuffing,
Fake stuffing, mashed potatoes.
shitty box stuffing, mashed potatoes.
I'm also making myself, and you can have some, but it's mostly for me, tartare.
Oh yeah, tartare. Yeah, I'll eat tartare, but you fuck with tartare harder than I do.
Oh, dude, I'm so like
you're like, should we have steak or tartare? And I'm like, let's have both because you like tartare way more than I do.
I'm
but I want a steak. Yeah.
Thinking about this, like I went to Ohio City Provisions today and got their last piece of the best thing in the case for tartare.
What's the best thing for tartare?
I don't know, but it was the tiniest piece of fillet that I needed, and it was beautiful.
Well, I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be very fun, a little bit different, but it's going to be a good time.
Absolutely different.
Very different.
But
and I'm a big fan of doing things a little different.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. So, and then later in the day, well, I think we just got the time now. My mom just texted me in our group chat for our family. I'm going to play at 3 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to play a family game of, what's it called?
Among Us.
Among Us.
You're an astronaut person.
Yeah. Oh, it's not about fungus?
No.
There's not a fungus among us?
There might be, who knows? But there's imposters.
I'm excited to see how it all plays out.
Apparently it's really cute. I have a screenshot of it. Hold on.
My nieces and nephews love it. I've seen other people play it. I see memes about it all the time. They use the word sus a lot, which I think is very funny because that's something that I learned the phrase sus from Pound Cake talking about dudes that are a little sus when it comes to their sexuality.
Elaborate on that, please.
And so he'll... Ooh, Pound Cake... Dog. Pound Doodle. So he'll, be like, yeah, this person says they're straight, but then there's other, mannerisms or they slide into someone's DMs and that makes them a little bit sus.
That's funny.
And but in the context of this game, it's someone that is one of the intruders.
Here's a picture from this game.
Yeah, it looks cute.
Julie says it's so cute.
But was it intruder or
imposter?
Imposter. Okay, so if you're an imposter, you're sus.
She's got a flamingo thing on her fucking head.
That's pretty sus.
This other guy's got a pirate thing. I don't know.
Sus. I don't know. We'll find out.
This bro doesn't have a fucking hat. I'm blaming him.
My nieces and nephews are very excited to all play.
How old are they?
They're all the oldest nephew's probably 17. And then they go down to 4, 5. She's 5 now. God damn.
Yeah. People grow. People get old.
They sure do.
Including us.
Yep. Hey, we're coming up on a year dating. All right. So we talked about Spanksgiving.
Spanksgiving?
Fakesgiving.
Thank you. I'm not wearing Spanx.
No, but
Fuck
there
no.
could be a spank in.
I'm probably wearing no pants. My roommate will not be home for most of the day.
Well, then no pants is fine. She wouldn't care if you weren't wearing pants. She'd probably prefer it. Be homophobic not to wear.
Okay.
No pants.
What did she say the other day?
Something about, I don't know, Whoopsie was...
Carpet munching.
yeah. She was chewing on the carpet, and you're like, Whoopsie, don't chew the carpet.
Don't be a carpet muncher.
And she goes, homophobic.
Oh, it was very funny.
So, what else? You don't like yourself.
Okay. I hate myself, but that's a known fact, okay?
Switching topics.
No, I don't actually hate myself, but, like, whatever. I get annoyed at listening back to this, I get so annoyed.
By you?
By me. And maybe it's just, like, drunk me, because it was the thing about, personal reality that I listened back at, and I was just cringing on my way to work, and I was like, Jesus fucking Christ.
I really enjoyed that episode. I really thought we were talking about some good stuff. You just got, you definitely were squealing and stuff like that, but I think that's part of who you are.
It is part of who I am, but I didn't realize I was so fucking obnoxious. I mean, yes, I did. Okay, I'm lying.
It's realizing it versus watching it and hearing it is different.
Having to be outside of my own brain about it is a whole different situation.
Well, yeah, like
especially when I've been drinking.
When you're feeling a certain type of way, and you're like really in the moment, and you're expressing all these emotions, and then you go back and watch it, you go, that feel weird. But I loved it. I thought you were great.
But also that.
Like that clip that I posted where you are like so uncomfortable about the topic that you are like crawling out of the chair is very fun.
Okay, but that's exactly how I feel about those kinds of people. Right. Sorry. Go away, idiot. Get a job. But that's how I feel about these kinds of people. Like they make me so uncomfortable. I can't. I don't want to talk to you. I can't look at you. You're not a real person.
It's just, it's a lot. But they are real people. And we know lots of people that are like that.
And I hate them all.
And they live in there.
You
don't hate them all. There's some that you love a lot.
I know, and it's awful.
Do you want to rank them? I'm kidding. We won't do that.
There's too many. Who do I start with? And do I rank them by worst to best? And what's best and what's worst?
I don't know.
Like best at being the most emotionally manipulative? Mom, number 1.
Yeah, I'm going to co-sign that. Your mom. My mom is more, she's, I wouldn't say manipulative, but she's definitely withholding, I would say.
My mom and...
our parents have different styles.
Yeah, and my mom and I's relationship has definitely gone through a lot. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I saw her today, and it's fine. We're fine. Everything's fine.
My mom I got real emotional on election night because it looked bad for certain things. Ohio didn't turn blue like I had, foolishly hoped.
Eat this toy, asshole, and not bother me.
And she eat the toy, asshole. And I don't know. We're trying to do our best to get along, but it's weird. And this kind of leads into the last topic is me getting into it with my daughter about astrology. And it's kind of the same thing that I go through with my parents, where they have these beliefs that are wrong, and they're wrong. They're not true. And they hold on to them so fervently that it makes me crazy. And then I see my daughter doing a similar thing, different belief, but still hanging on to something that is proven wrong, and it makes me nuts. And I'm not the best at delivering my dislike.
You're not the best at that, and you're also not the best at taking a deep breath before you say stuff to people like that.
Well,
because
I think it's annoying that they're allowed to use their feelings whenever they want.
As weapons?
Yeah, well, when they use their feelings as any way to
Here
get...
we go. We're back in this fucking emotional reality bull fucking shit.
They use their emotions as a way to get out of any sort of personal responsibility, And then when I tell them that something that they believe in is detrimental to my mental health, they go, well, you just have to accept it. And that's fucking hypocritical, and it's bullshit, and it goes against everything that you were talking to me about. You're trying to tell me that, oh, you can believe whatever you want, even if it has a negative effect. And go, well, it doesn't have a negative effect. It doesn't hurt anybody. But it does hurt me. When you believe in stuff that is proven wrong, it hurts me because you are using that to justify certain actions in your life that could otherwise, you could make better decisions.
Is she saying hurt as just like the general physical hurt, or is it like the overall emotional, mental, and physical?
According to them, the emotional thing is very important too. So that's where I get confused, where if I express that these things hurt me emotionally, there's no respect for my emotions, but I always have to respect their emotions at like such a high level, and it's fucking bananas.
Because that's their reality.
Yeah, I know. Whoopsie, lay down. She lives in a fucking dumb dog reality. Lay down. Sit.
Okay. What else do we want to talk about?
I think we kind of went through everything pretty quickly.
That was
15, 16 minutes.
I don't know. Ugh.
You want more to talk about?
I don't know.
I liked it. I think it's good. It's succinct. It will tack on nicely to an episode, and I think we can leave it at that.
Whatever you want to do. You're the boss.
I think that's good for me.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you for watching this episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, tell some other people that you like it.
Click the buttons.
Comment, do all the dumb shit. Interact with us. We want this podcast to be super fucking popular, and I think it's really good.
It's an us, apparently. I'm included.
Mm-hmm. You are included. You're one of the people's favorite parts of this podcast.
I don't understand
and I need to
why.
put you on every week.
But why? Okay.
Because people enjoy you.
I'm not asking you. I'm asking, like, what the fuck is it that's so... Why?
Because you're enjoyable. You're funny, and you're cute, and you...
You have a biased opinion.
Yeah, so do they.
Why? How? No, they don't.
They saw your butt. Yeah. If you're just listening, she pulled her sunglasses. She's been wearing sunglasses this whole time. Down and looked at the camera like a cool guy in an 80s movie. You Ferris Bueller'd it.
It's my day off. Fuck you guys. I'm leaving. Bye.
I'm not even supposed to be here today. All right.
Drive backwards in my dad's car to reverse the mileage.
His friend's dad's car.
What's that guy's name?
Cameron?
Cameron.
When Cameron was in Egypt land.
How many times have you watched that movie?
A lot.
So, my neighbor...
Probably 10 or 15 at least.
I have probably watched it 100 times.
Okay. So you win.
I love that movie.
It's a great movie.
It was one of my neighbor's kids' favorite movies.
So you guys watch it all the time?
We would watch that, and we would watch Signs, the alien movie.
I haven't watched Signs since it came out. I watched it.
You want to watch it?
Sure.
Right now?
That or Pasta Uncles.
I feel like you want to watch Pasta Uncles.
What do you want to watch Signs?
I want to watch the alien reach his fingers under the fucking cupboard cabinet to get the kids. I want to see that.
You want to see that? You want to just watch that one scene?
No, I want to watch the whole thing and be terrified and not sleep.
Can we do that for Thanksgiving? We also got the Lego Star Wars special.
Yeah. Okay, you got to bring over your computer.
Okay, I can. Can I just bring over like a media player?
What does that even mean?
I will take care of it.
If it plugs in, I don't know how to use it unless it's party lights.
But what if it's a Hitachi massager?
The fuck are you saying?
You don't know what a Hitachi back massager is?
Fuck no, I don't. I know what
It's
a
the
fucking
back massager.
Tamagotchi is. I don't know what a Hitachi massager is.
It's the back massager that's really just a vibrator for ladies, but it's like a favorite. I know you don't use vibrators.
The fuck do I need a vibrator for?
I don't know. Maybe you want to up your
Carpal tunnel,
game.
home slice.
Well, why do you think you got carpal tunnel? Maybe it's time to switch to a vibrator.
Nah.
So you're just going to continue to decimate your
I've
poor
been-
wrist.
I've been trying.
You've been switching hands?
I've tried.
Does it work?
It's real hard.
Yeah, well, maybe a vibrator's in your Maybe that's what you get for Christmas.
No, because I don't want
I
that.
have. We made the rule. We have to make our presents. So I'm gonna fashion you an old-fashioned vibrator.
What does that even?
I'm gonna buy a vacuum.
No.
I'm gonna retrofit it.
And you wanted to quit 2 minutes ago.
This is something I've been doing lately, where I say like, yeah, let's wrap it up, and then it goes into something else that's pretty awesome, and I've been enjoying it. I did the same thing with Annie on her episode.
That's fun.
It's been pretty fun.
Get out of here, dog.
You are not getting to. Ooh, and she will not like the vacuum vibrator.
You're not allowed near me if my fuck you, dog. No. You humped me so much today.
She's a humpy dog.
You don't even have a vagina.
I removed it.
Get your sticks away from me.
But she's learning some stuff.
Stop it.
Should we show them?
You're gonna have to go look at Whoopsie's Instagram. Well, don't fashion me a vibrator.
Let me see what I can do.
I don't.
It might double. It might work as like a sex toy for me too if I get a fitting. I got that shop vac in there. I think I can use it as a suction tool.
And good night.
Our show. I'm here with my buddy Chris Allen, a comedian, vet of the Air Force, and all-around fun dude.
Thanks, man. I like how you had to pause and try to find some nice shit to say about me.
I only knew 2 credits.
He's like, all around good guy. Yeah.
I think fun dude's more is better. Anytime I've hung out with you, which is not a ton of times, I've always like, I feel like I've gotten a story out of each situation, and I feel like that's
really?
Yeah.
A story?
Yeah, let's talk about one of these stories.
Oh,
when we were at Hofbrau House this last time we were hanging out, it was the day they called the election. And so I feel like I was in a pretty good mood, and then we're all hanging out at Hofbrau House, and all of a sudden this family shows up, and they bring all these little like 12-year-old white kids, and they're just running amok outside.
Oh yeah,
like
forgot about that.
And you're just like, you kind of said what everybody was saying. It was like of course these white kids can do this, but if this was a black family, like someone would be like, oh my god, these kids are so disruptive.
Right, and that's why they are the way they are, because the parents don't blah 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 blah. Yeah, right. I get it.
I hate all kids equally, all of them.
There you go. My son is down there right now running amok, man. He's downstairs just ruling. That's his area, man.
How old is he?
He's 8.
Oh yeah, that's a fun age though.
Yeah, he has ADHD pretty bad. So, dude, it takes him about 45 minutes just to eat dinner. I mean, it's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking like 4 nuggets, an apple, some green beans, and some noodles, and it's
and a bunch of tasks in between too.
Yeah, dude, he's up and he'll run around, grab a nugget. He'll eat that for 15 minutes. Yeah, dude, it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
So, but during the day, he's on medication, but when it wears off, it's just like, rah!
Is there is there a steep drop though? Okay, so like the medication wears off, then when he goes to bed, does he just kind of like conk out wherever he's at when he runs out of fuel?
It can get, some nights it can get pretty emotional. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
They warned about that. He's on Vyvanse, and he can sometimes kind of crash emotionally, and then you can tell him one little thing, and it's just like, oh, you hate me. I'm a bad son. I'm not a good boy. It's just like, oh my God. But it's part of it. But he is getting better. He's getting a lot better, man. That's lot. Good.
I honestly wish I would have had something like that when I was a kid, because I was all over the place too. Like
oh really?
I was all over the place. Okay. Dog is fired from being cool on the podcast, but I was just all over the place. Like my thoughts, not as much my act. I mean, I was still a pretty active kid, but it was definitely like not able to focus in school and stuff like that. But I was on Adderall for a while as an adult, and like I was thinner, and I was like, there were things that I was sorry, my dog's running around being an asshole, breaking stuff.
So you said you were younger on Adderall, you had lost weight, you were doing things?
Well, it was like as an adult, like in my 30s, I was on Adderall, and I was doing good in some areas. Like I was more organized and I was more like on task with things. but like my emotions were all over the place. Like once
Oh,
it
really?
could wear off, it'd just be like such a hard crash. So I was just like, I'm like, I gotta get off this shit because I feel like a psycho when I'm on it.
So
When I was off it.
I'm glad you said that. So like, what was like a trigger for you when you were off of it? Was it like bad thoughts or something? Because he's only 8. It's kind of hard to get him to explain how he feels when it wears off. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure it's different, but I think you telling me would give us a little bit of an insight to how we can maybe help him out.
So it's just you're just more sensitive to things. So that's that. It was never. I was never like I wanted to hurt myself, self,
Right.
anything like that. In that situation, it was more like if things weren't going my way because you're so on task and feel so like motivated during the day. Once it wears off, it all kind of falls apart. So once that like whatever that chemical is that's making you on track wears off, you feel like you're out of control again.
Ah,
And
right,
so, and especially as an 8-year-old, you don't know how to put that into words. So like
right,
I just was like, okay, so what's more important to me, being able to be more emotionally leveled or be a little more organized? And I was like, you know what? I'm not like the hardest case when it comes to ADHD. I would say I'm more ADD than ADHD.
right.
So that's kind of the direction I went, was just like I'll just try and remind myself that like, hey, this is who I am. I have a little bit of dyslexia. Don't beat yourself up over it. Just be who you are.
Right. Yeah, dude, we the more we've learned about this, the more I look at my childhood and I go, "Oh, I basically had the same thing that he has." But and I'm definitely not blaming my parents at all cuz I feel like I turned out okay, but it was just like spankings and just the
Yeah,
fear of getting the belt kind of kept me in line. But I also realized too like dude, I screwed myself over on so many tests because my son is an overthinker.
yeah,
And I remember being in elementary school and say I'm taking some tests and I got 4 answers that were C in a row. And I would go, that's 4 C's in a row, man. That can't be it. And I would just go back and just change answers that I knew were right, just because I would overthink it.
yeah,
Or I would skip questions. Like I would come so close to acing a lot of tests, but I wouldn't or I wouldn't read the second half of a question. I mean, dude, dealing with that as an adult screwed me over. Like going back to school, like we get emails from the school, and I'll open it and I go, God damn it, it's like 3 paragraphs. I'm like, I don't really want to read this, but I have to. You know
hmm
what I mean? It's so hard to focus, man. It's so tough,
I read things out of order all the time, and
dude.
that's
I'm the same way.
so like I'll start reading a paragraph and then I'll jump down 2, then jump back up, and I'll be like, all right, wait a second, I just confused myself here, because you're just like, you see all the words and they're all going into your brain. Like I tried like a speed reading thing a while ago, and it would just like flash the words on the screen. I'm like, I can read super fast. Like that's not a problem. It's the
Okay.
comprehension where like I can get all the information and I can, but I like, it's so much better if it's audio. If I can hear something, I can know exactly what's going on. But if I have to read it, it just all jumbles together.
Yeah, dude. That's so funny you say that. I'm the same way. Like when I get one of those emails from the school, I'm like, all right, I'll read like half of the first paragraph, and then I go right down to the bottom. Then I'll go to the second paragraph, maybe the third, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Then I go back up to the first, and then read the whole thing through.
Yeah.
If I just read it all the way through the first time, I will be fine.
But
But for some reason, I just can't do it. I
yeah, your
can't.
brain doesn't let you do it. Yeah, yeah, it's weird. And it's just one of those things where like it's almost like the same thing with like movies and TV shows, where I get super into it and I get super anxious because I need to know how it's going to end. And like you kind of want like I'm not even super upset about spoilers and stuff like that, because like if I know where it's going, I can relax more and enjoy it more than if
Oh wow.
I'm trying to predict what's happening. And then that's actually, once my girlfriend gets back in here, we just started watching The Sopranos. We're like halfway through right now. I know you're a huge fan of The
Oh
Sopranos.
man, that's my shit.
Yeah. What did you do in the Air Force?
For the first 5.5, 6 years, I was a radar technician. I worked on a Tipsy 75 ACNW, air control and warning radar. And it was sold to me as an electronics job, because you read the little printout, they go, oh, you get to use oscopes and voltmeters, and you're
Mhm.
changing out circuit boards. But you're talking about like in some cases like Cold War era um
Equipment.
equipment.
Yeah.
So there's so many mechanical things that go wrong with these radars. So we were switching out drive motors, and we never really got down to component level, but we learned how to solder and all that kind of stuff, and read transistors and resistors and stuff,
Mhm.
and circuitry and all that kind of stuff, parallel and series and all that kind of stuff. But it really turned out just to be kind of a mechanical job, man, where you're changing out big pieces of stuff and greasing joints, and we did some electronic stuff, and but for the most part it was a lot of mechanical and wrench turning. But it was fun, man.
Yeah, that's
It
cool.
was- yeah, it was fun.
It
It
sounds
takes
challenging. It sounds like you stay engaged because it's like, okay, all this stuff is like kind of old, and you have to, you learn like you said, the mechanics of things, and
right.
like once you know those basics, you figure out like, okay, I can fix some stuff, not everything, but I can fix most things because I know the basics of it.
Right. Yep. And and it was fun because, man, like I had a pretty long tech school. That's something my cousin told me. He goes, pick a job that has a really long school, because that means you're gonna learn the most. Because I really wanted to go in to be a cop.
Mhm.
And he called me. He was already my cousin was already in. He actually retired like maybe 2 years before I did. He goes, hey man, he called me from England. He goes, I heard you joining. That's great. He's like, I don't think you want to be a cop, man. He's just like, if you want to stand out in the flight line in the middle of nowhere and guard a F-16, go for it. But he's like, you don't want to do that. They bring you food. He's like, it's gonna suck. So that's when I decided to change my thinking, and I went for the longest school possible. And that's how I ended up with that job. But I say that to say I was in class with a lot of guys that I ended up going to my first base with. So I knew them for 8 or 9 months. And at the time, that's a long time when you're new to the military, almost a year. And so I had quite a few buddies go to Luke Air Force Base with me, and we kind of grew up together in a way. We kind of became young men together. So it was fun, man. I mean, especially working nights, and it's just us. We got Humvees, deuce and a halves. We got 5 tons, and we're like driving trucks around base, but fucking with each other. It was just fun, man.
So you guys work at nights, and then like your personal time would be like during the day. So would you guys go like how would you spend that time?
When you're young and stupid, you never keep your sleep schedule.
Yeah.
So basically, like I would get off of work, I would come home, maybe grab breakfast because I live right next to the chow hall. Maybe grab a little bite to eat with my buddies. We might play some games or something for a little while on a 13-inch TV. Dude, me and my buddy Chad used to split screen. We used to split screen. God, what is that name of that game? Well, some of the original Call of Duties when it was just 1v1, we would split
Yeah.
split that on a 13-inch TV, dude. Just standing there for hours with 7.5 inches a piece, just trying to kill each other.
That's hilarious.
Dude. Yeah, dude.
Like we're so spoiled when it comes to video games and just like the ability to have your own screen. Like that goes back to like the GoldenEye days where you'd be on like a 20-inch screen and you
and
got
that was
four
big
players.
back then. Yeah.
Yeah, and you got 4 players, and you're just like, I couldn't even figure out where I was half the time because
I
it's
know.
so small.
I know, dude. It was fun. But yeah, I mean, like when I first came in, like the PT thing really wasn't that big of a deal. So when you were off, your time was basically your own. Maybe every once in a while it kind of sucked. Like we would work from 11 to 7, and they might have a commander's call at like 8 o'clock, and you gotta kind of be there for that. So sometimes like we would end up working from like maybe 11 to 9, and they would try to work it in where we would get an hour off or something like that here and there. But for the most part, yeah, dude, we just I just sucked it up and just went. I'm talking months with getting minimal sleep just because I would be up all day because I was in Arizona. So when that sun was up, man, it was bright,
Yeah.
you know? It was bright.
When did you come to Dayton?
Um I went to Dayton, and let's say I went to Korea 0506. And at the Dayton, I went to I would say about 2010, 11. I went to Dayton.
Was that around when did you start like trying comedy too?
Oh, wait, in
Oh,
Vegas.
okay,
Yep.
so you're in Vegas doing comedy, and then you come to Dayton, and you kind of
That's when I started doing like more club stuff.
Mhm.
Like in Vegas, basically all the clubs on the strip, especially at that time, was all corporate run. So it was really hard to get anything going on like
Yeah.
with the club. But do you know Brant Tobler?
I know the name, yeah.
Oh, but Brant, he had Brant has a crazy story, man. But anyway, he was working for these guys on the strip, like he was like a runner. So Brant would have like tens of thousands of dollars in cash on him. I mean, because he learned how to bet himself. So, dude, he would have so much money, just insane amount of cash. So these guys bought LA Comedy Club, and he became like a kind of a silent partner because he had all this cash he didn't know what to do with. So that's when we started to get a little bit of club work, is because he was a partner and he would start giving us some MC spots. But when I went to when I went to Dayton, that's when I got introduced to the club through Vince Morris. I know you know Vince.
Oh, I know Vince. Yeah, Vince.
So yeah, I met Vince in Vegas, and it just so happened that like I got sent to Dayton to where he lived. Dude, I've been so lucky in my comedy career. I could have went anywhere, but I meet Vince, and like a year and a half later, boom, I moved to Dayton, and he was like my mentor. Dude, it was insane.
Vince is such a funny dude, and he's one of those guys that like I caught on to him probably around 2004 because there was a show called Shorties Watching Shorties with Patrice O'Neill and Nick DiPaolo, and they do these animated things. And Vince had a bit that was on there about his dad like turning off the light.
Oh, the click, the click,
yeah. And I was just like, once I saw that bit, I was like an instant fan. And then that he was one of the first people that I realized how approachable comedy is compared to other avenues of show business, where like these people come to your cities. Sometimes they don't even live in LA. And like, so I got to meet Vince within like 2 or 3 years of starting comedy, and just like that blew my mind.
Yeah, dude, I met him 6 months in. 6 months in, man. And he would I was in Vegas for about 2 years, and whenever he did come to town, I would take leave for the entire week. And the run at the Improv out there is Tuesday to Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And I would go down there every day, Tuesday through Sunday. I was there, and I would watch both shows.
Yeah,
both shows.
It's the way to go, because you learn so much by watching all the shows.
Dude, I've seen that guy so many times.
Because you learn like a Tuesday show is different than a Thursday show, and Thursday show is different than a Saturday show. And there's always different things. And so when you watch, you're like, oh, they're doing the same jokes every night. And you realize they're not. They're really working. They're like such professionals that they know how to work the crowd. And I miss those days when the clubs used to be open from like Tuesday till Sunday, because you get so many reps in front of like, packed houses. Like the Cleveland Improv is where I started doing comedy. And it was like, when I started, it was Tuesday through Sunday. And I would just like that build up to those Friday shows where you knew it was going to, like, they were always pretty busy, but you knew those Friday and Saturday shows were just going to be like, bam. Like it was,
those were the shows.
Level. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, man, I got to Dayton. I met him, and he introduced me to Doc, who he's not with the Funny Bone anymore, but I did my first guest spot. You know, it was just like it was weird because I did my first guest spot, and he asked Doc, he goes, "Hey, what do you think?" He goes, "I like him, but he needs to just do more material." He's just like, dude, I did all crowd work on a guest spot.
On a guest spot, yeah.
But see, the thing is, the reason why I did is because most of the shows in Vegas were bar shows, and out there they'd never turn off the TVs. Mm-hmm. People are always doing like a video poker, so you had to engage with people to get them to listen to you.
Yeah.
So that's what I was used to.
Well, that makes sense why you have such strong crowd work now.
Oh, thanks, man.
I mean, doing it in that environment where you have like people, you're trying to get their attention versus having a captive audience is you know, it makes it fish in a barrel. Because I've done weird shows like that where you know, you're the opener, you're doing 30 minutes in front of a cold crowd, and like especially like casino gigs and stuff like that where everything's on, no one's really paying attention to you. They're there for the show, but they're not really there for the show.
Right.
You kind of try to like they like to fuck with the opener. So you learn those skills.
Yeah, dude. It was like it was kill or be killed. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It really. And I would say like almost every comic that I started with in Vegas was pretty good at crowd work. I mean, you had to be, you know, to a degree, man, because they would just eat you up. It's just, especially off the strip, man. There's so many degenerates in Vegas, man, and they would just fucking lay into you, man. They would really hurt your feelings.
Yeah, and it gives you that thick skin too. And I remember like having some rough sets early on where like someone not even trying to hurt my feelings really bad. And it was just like it got weird. And I like came down early and the headliner came over, was like, "Hey, I don't care what's going on stage, do your time." And I didn't do my time. So like ever since then, I had to like you had to have
That's
like
the worst.
that meeting with yourself. You go, okay, I know that I'm not gonna die if I'm up there. So just
Right.
enjoy the silence and recalibrate and enjoy the show for whatever it is, whether it's bombing or killing,
Right.
and enjoy it.
That's what I always tell super young comics. I go, one thing you really have to do is you have to become comfortable with silence.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of young comics, they feel like if they're not talking on stage, that they're losing people. Like that, like they're gonna walk off the moment you stop talking. It's like, no, man, sometimes just sit there for 5-7 seconds. Don't say anything.
Yeah.
Because your mind starts to panic, and it's a good exercise to go, calm down, fucking relax. Everything is gonna be fine. They still want to hear you. Figure out what you want to do, and then boom, go into it.
Yep.
You just got to get used to that.
There's a moment in the documentary Comedian where Jerry Seinfeld's going through a bit and he kind of loses his place. It's like new material. And if you watch the DVD with the director's commentary, he's like, everybody watched this scene and they're like, "Oh, was that so painful?" And he goes, "No, it was a few moments. And I was just trying to remember, like recompose myself. I had the audience locked in. They didn't even realize it was an uncomfortable moment. The way it was filmed made it seem like it was an uncomfortable moment.
Right.
We project all these uncomfortable moments and think it's uncomfortable when it's like, hey, they don't know if we're pausing for effect or anything. So keep that in mind.
Right. Yeah, Vince is a king at silence, man. He's a king of that shit, man. He'll just do that. And people are like, what's going on? What's going on? Dude, I love watching that dude. He is so smooth on stage, man. He's one of the best, man. He should be way more famous than he is.
I absolutely agree.
He is so good. He's so smart. I mean, he can take anything, man. Anything, and make it funny, man.
And it's one of those things where you watch a guy like that and you like, he's got a great career. He is like respected amongst comedians, but that's when like the marketing and all those different aspects get into it. And you see like, okay, there's different levels to comedy besides being funny. And he's guys that he's got a lot of great things, but the one thing he never pushed for, like his own humility is almost working against him, because he's like, if we were to say this stuff to his face, he'd be like, I'm just doing what I know how to do.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't, fight for himself. He's not like a social media guy, really. He's just like a guy that has an ability, but I don't know if and I know he's pushing for it, but it's not the same as some people that like all they want is the fame, but they don't have to act to back it up.
Yeah, but he told me, he's like, I'm afraid of success, man. He's like, I'm afraid.
Why did he say that?
I have no idea, man. I don't know if it's just like, well, maybe some people feel like if they get successful, then somehow they'll be found out to be a fraud or something.
Imposter syndrome, yeah.
Yeah, it's weird, but like that guy, honestly, man, I don't know many people that would want to follow him.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking whoever some of the best are today. I don't think many can follow Vince, man, because when that guy is on, he is on, and he destroys rooms,
and he knows how to work every single crowd too. So he's not a guy that goes out there and performs to his audience all the time. He's a guy that goes up there and performs for any audience and then kills it. Where there's plenty of people that if they're not in front of their audience, they don't do well.
Right.
And he's got that skill set.
Yeah, I was very lucky to meet a guy like him. The first time I tried to get past at the Funny Bone, I was told that I was too much like Vince Morris by the guy at the time, and he's like, I can't book you with Vince Morris. I'm like, well, don't book me with Vince Morris.
There's there's 2 other people you can book me with, probably, right?
Yeah, I was as a younger comic, I was pretty messagey as a younger comic, and people used to kind of get on me about that.
What do you mean messagey? Just for
like, I had a lot of like kind of like pro-black, but it was funny stuff. And people at the time, people were like, man, you got to be more silly. And I feel like the stuff that Vince was doing, I mean, 10 years ago, that's the kind of stuff people want to hear now. But he was so far ahead of his time when it came to like, but I wouldn't really call his stuff woke, but it was like it was funny, but very poignant.
Yeah, and I think that's
And silly. That's the thing about Vince. He can combine all of those poignant, funny, and silly, man.
what I'm talking about, where he can go in those audiences where like it could be like a whole Trump crowd, and he's gonna say things that they don't want to hear, but he's gonna make them laugh because it's got that silliness, it's got that, it's poignant, and it's just what like well manicured material, and he got that. And I think when people are, when you're new and you're trying to do that stuff, it can come across messagey, but then I think you keep going and you learn more, and you get better at, you know, I don't want to say masking your message, but at delivering it. Like, okay, the point of this joke is, one, to be funny, but two, I want to talk about, you know, some issues that I find important, and then you find a way to deliver those and almost get on, like, it's like you have your arms around the people that you disagree with, and they're like nodding their head along with you, and that's the fun part of it.
He's so good at giving. You know what I mean? That's what I'm starting to realize, man. With comedy, you have to give to the audience. Yeah, you have to give, man. You gotta, you know, it's like you can't. It's weird because it's like you can't give people control of the room, but you have to. There's a weird way. There's a weird thing where you kind of have to like be humble, but at the same time, like, I'm in charge here. But you have to like almost come hat in hand in a way to let people know, like, hey, man, I hear you, I feel you, but I want to talk about this, and I'm not judging you. You know, it's a fun,
and it's
almost
like
little dance.
It is a fun dance. It's one of my favorite things to do because I have 3 kids. They're my step kids, and I've raised them like my own. I have all those jokes about it, but one of my kids is transgender, and so when I set up a joke, and I could say my youngest son is transgender, born a girl, lives as a boy now, and I just let that sit there for a minute, and people are just like, "Oh no, this is gonna get preachy." And then I tell the joke, and they go, "Oh, that was actually a really funny joke," and it helps them understand the situation.
Right.
And it's one of those beautiful moments where it's like anybody in the room is going to be a little bit caught off guard by how abruptly I bring it up, but they're very appreciative that it's not something like, I'm telling you guys this is how you have to feel about it. I'm telling you this is the story that happened to me and how it was funny, and it's, you know, relatable.
Exactly. That's key, man. It's just like this is like how I feel. You're so right. This is me, how I feel.
Yeah.
I'm not judging you. You can have your thought, but this is me. That's great, man.
Yep.
That's great, because there's so
like
much
you said,
like,
that dance.
Yeah, so much yelling at people, and you're like, you're wrong for this. You got to believe that. People can believe whatever they want to believe.
I also have a bit that one of my favorite things to do is, especially when I'm working in a room like the Improv in Cleveland is predominantly Black audiences. Now I have a bit about the N-word where I say, like, my family wants to, like, they always use that same argument, like, oh, how come we can't say it? They can call us, you know, racial slurs, but we can't. And I just like say, you can, but you have to deal with the consequences. And if you don't want those consequences, you have to wait until it goes out of style. And the only way that's going to happen is if you get a time machine or freeze yourself cryogenically. And like the tension to tell that joke in a Black room where they're like, is he going to say this word or not?
Yeah,
or
yeah.
And then once they see me like navigate that, they're very on board with it. It's very fun to do.
Yeah, that's what comedy is, man. It's like towing that line. You know, it's just getting getting so close to it, and then like when it comes like to the rule of 3, that third one is the thing that steps over that line.
Yeah.
And that's, to me, like, that's the comedy. It's like where you just go over the line and say something completely, you know, just irreverent, and you know, it gets a laugh out of people, but it seemed like years ago people knew you were just kidding.
Right.
You know?
Well, and that's the people that don't, you know, it's just like anything where like 98% of the audience is there. Either they laugh or they don't. And that's how they handle it. They go, I thought that was funny, or I didn't think that was funny.
Right.
And then there's that small percentage that is very loud about whatever offends them or whatever makes them angry or whatever they don't think is funny. And so those people get amplified, especially with things like social media, where they go, I didn't think this was funny. It's like, well, I was joking. Like, well, here's why it's damaging. And it's like, oh, so this really isn't about what I said. It's about you having an agenda and using me as a vehicle to bring your agenda to light.
Right. Exactly. Right. And that's fine. People have their issues, but yeah, it's just like I think we should just leave comedy out of it. And I get it. Like I was talking to Mark last weekend. Um, and I try not to be a person to shit on woke people. You know, I'm a
Mhm.
pretty progressive guy, but you know, they come up with so many rules and you can't say that, you can't do this, you can't. And a lot of comics will complain, but I always tell them like, dude, they're actually making us better. They're
Yeah.
making us choose our words very, very wisely. So if you want to address transgender or gay or LGBT or race issues, you have to be very, very thoughtful about it. And when you get it to work, the joke is typically so good.
Yeah,
And
and almost untouchable, and that's what I'm talking
right,
like where you walk behind them, you get your arms around them, and then you walk them over
there
the
you
line
go.
with you, and that's
Exactly.
exactly like the dance I like to do. So when someone like when people go, "Oh, I was just joking," and it was like I'm there, it takes a lot for me to be offended by a joke. Like you really have to just make it super personal or just real bad. But what I'm usually offended by is the laziness in the joke, where someone's like, "Ah, oh, they were offended by me." I'm like, "No, you were just lazy with the way you're doing
Yeah, that just wasn't a
the
good joke.
material.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a good joke.
Yeah.
Like you're, I get that you're joking. I'm not offended by what you're saying because I understand that it was humor, but your delivery was just like you're just trying to aggravate the crowd, and there's no craft to it. There's no art to it.
Right. I'm like you, man. What pisses me off about bad or shitty jokes is the fact that, like, man, I still have to go on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like because I've seen that happen so many times at mics where like it's just remember when Jesselnick popped and then everybody wanted to
Oh
do
my god, yeah.
it was just like you guys are ruining this room, man. And like being where I am now, like I was in Charlottesville, dude. It just I was the only comic that had any experience with like real comedy.
Mhm.
So I would watch these guys go on, and dude, when I first got here, they would have these shows. It would be 7, 8 comics on the bill or whatever you want to call it lineup, and they didn't know about 5 minute sets. Everybody was doing 15 minutes.
That's ridiculous.
I know. I would go,
That
what are
sounds
y'all
horrible.
dude, it was so bad. So I would sit there through 7 or 8 15-minute sets of people just bombing
Yeah.
a full room, a nice full room, and then they would just bomb, bomb, bomb. And then I would have to go up at the end of the show and deal with, what was left. I'm like, this sucks, man. I go and around here, I was driving from Charlottesville to like Stanton and what's the other town where it's where fucking I can't think of the town, but it's like an
Charleston?
hour away.
Charleston?
No, it's where James Madison is. I can't think of the name of the town.
Okay.
But yeah, dude, and just driving in because I wasn't used to that either. That like moving here to Charlottesville changed my perspective about a lot of things. Like in Dayton, most shows were maybe 20, 30 minutes away. Sometimes I would go to Cincinnati, that was 50 minutes away, but when I got here, there was nothing here. I either had to go to Richmond, which is an hour and 20 minutes away. And after the first year or two, I started going up to DC, which is 2.5 hours away, depending on the traffic.
Yeah.
So, dude, I was driving at least an hour to go sit around for an hour and a half to go up to a room that was 20% of what the original audience was. They're pissed off, they're tired, they're drunk. It wasn't fun, man. And
That
it was
sounds
just shitty joke after shitty joke after shitty joke, man.
so that sounds like a nightmare. And that's one of the things that like I run shows and I feel like I put a pretty good template in place for like that's one of the reasons that I'm kind of okay with being here in Cleveland. Like I was out working the road for about 8 years and then I got the radio show. And so I started running shows here and I kept everybody's sets real tight. And then I also started a competition that wasn't really a competition. It was more about learning how to write tight, quick jokes. So it's called Stand and Deliver. And I have people from the audience give topics to 2 comics and then they write the jokes during the show about those comics. And some people would try and do these long stories. And I'm like, no, don't do these long stories. Do a setup punchline because that's what we're trying to teach you guys to do because you need those basic skills before you can start doing the story stuff.
Right. That's what I should try to tell people about Jesselnick. I'm like, dude, that's like some, like
advanced level.
Exactly. Some advanced levels. Like you need to go through all the prerequisites first. I was like, just learn how to write simple jokes.
Yep.
If you want to do cancer, I was like, that's fine. I was like, you're where you are, you're not gonna get the MC or host any shows doing that shit.
Yeah. Learn how to write a joke about popcorn first.
Yeah. And then go about AIDS and all this kind of other stuff if you really want to do, like my buddy, he was the Cleveland guy. He's just like, man, I need a molestation joke. I was like, you need
it?
You need a molestation joke? I just want one. The fact that you're just doing that, there's no experience or nothing behind it. It's like you said, it's just gonna come across as a shitty joke.
Yep.
You're just trying to find. You're reaching, right?
You're reaching so hard.
You're reaching.
So you've been doing the road now. You work regular with Mark Norman, who's probably gonna quit comedy soon. He's very bad at it.
Yeah,
and but you guys were just in North Carolina.
South Carolina.
Greenville,
yeah.
How would, and then you were in Cleveland the week before that. So what's the difference like between those audiences, would you say?
Not to disparage anyone in South Carolina, but they were a tad slower.
Yeah. But that's another thing you have to learn as you're doing the road. Cause like, I remember the first time I did like a Southern room, it was terrifying because I was like, they really don't get what I'm saying. And then I slowed down a bit and it all worked the next night.
Right. Yeah. I did, I forgot who I was working with. He was like a cruise ship guy, but, dude, I had a weekend in Greensboro and I was just struggling the whole weekend, just bombing. And he was like, hey man, you know what the problem is? He was like, you say God damn. I was like, what's the problem? He go, people here are really, into God and church. And he's like, God damn. I'm like, but half of these people are sitting out here with like MAGA stuff on, like literally Trump stuff, don't, you better not kneel for the flag. And, everybody else is a bunch of snowflakes. I'm like, but they're getting mad because I said, God damn. It made no sense. And I was just like, well, I'm not going to stop saying it. I was just like, you can't yell at other people for being sensitive and you do the same thing. You get upset. I refuse to make any adjustments on that show. I was like,
I'd be stubborn and dig your heels and be like, yeah.
I was like, fuck it, man. Yeah, the Greensboro Comedy Zone can kiss my ass. I was like, I'm doing my set. But it was other than them being a tad bit slower, we had a good time, man. But honestly, it's hard to compare anything to hilarities in Cleveland, man, to be honest. It was a fun weekend, but man, to follow Cleveland is just not fair.
Yeah, hilarities is I'm very spoiled having that club here.
It is a cut above every club I've been to.
Yeah,
it's they treat you well. It's just the hotel is nice. I mean, when we went to Greenville, did it look like the set of Saw, the hotel? It was not pretty, man. Big jizz stains on the couch. People were living there. They're fixing their cars in the parking lot. People with face tattoos. There's meth addicts. There's babies crying. It smelled weird. There's weird cars in and out. I mean, I'm talking about like nice cars, Porsches and like Lexus with tinted windows, big ass rims. They would come in.
You know what that's about.
Right. And I don't like the profile, but it's just like, dude, this is not cool, man. It's a bunch of drug addicts and drug dealers and people down and out on their luck. And eventually, not eventually, but the next day they got us a different hotel. So, but nice. it was bad.
I like how they will try and lowball you until you like some complain. You go, okay, this is unacceptable, and then they go, okay, fine, we'll give you a better hotel, which is probably like $40 more a night. And it's like come on, take care. You're the reason. Like the reason the show is happening is the performers, and you don't take care of them off the bat.
Yeah. And you're right, man. And this is like, I get it. I'm a nobody. I have dues to pay. But at the same time, dude, it's like, don't put anybody where you wouldn't stay.
Exactly.
And if you really can't put comics up in a decent hotel, then honestly, dude, you probably shouldn't be the owner of a club, man.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you got to stay at the Four Seasons or the Ritz-Carlton.
Oh, but get a look in there or something like that.
Yeah, it's like, dude, get something respectable where people actually care, man.
Yeah, and a 3-star hotel is not a bad place to stay.
Yeah, but
I can handle that.
Yeah. But would you just feel like I should probably wear shoes in the shower? That's not a nice place to stay.
No, I've been in far too many.
Yeah.
Let me grab my girlfriend. I want to talk about Sopranos a little bit before we wrap up. This again is Sam.
Hello, I'm back. Welcome to me.
And we are about halfway through the Sopranos. We're working our way through season 3 right now.
Okay.
Season 3.
Yeah.
Oof.
What was the last episode you saw?
Oh, what was it? Was
I was falling asleep.
the one after Thanksgiving. So like Thanksgiving is like Ralph. So we'll say the Thanksgiving.
Oh, where
yeah.
they canceled Thanksgiving and Christopher. Somebody, I think Jackie Jr. showed up, and then
Jackie Jr. is like, oh yeah, I was there, and all that stuff. So it's right around there, and so it's like a lot of tension with Ralphie right now.
Yeah, because Ralphie fucked up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
So and
Like, what did Ralphie do? I don't want to spoil it because I even though I've seen it, what did he do? Why is Tony pissed?
because he killed that girl. He killed that
Okay.
stripper.
All right.
Whoops, you were being so good.
Come here.
Okay. And he wouldn't apologize or something, right? Oh,
Well,
you know what?
Because Tony hit him, and so like then he called him out on it. All right, let me put my dog away real quick.
It's all right.
Have you seen pictures of this dog?
Of course I did.
Okay, so her legs are shaved, and I call them pretzel sticks now. And I just
That's
taught her
pretty
how to give me her paw. So I was like, "Give me pretzels," and now she gives me her paw, and it's adorable.
Oh my God! Look at you.
I know. I'm trying out here.
You should work for the police department and train dogs now, since you just
Give me pretzels. Find the drugs.
I know, right? Bring me OG Kush.
Oh, I only like sativa, dog. Where's it at?
You got a cool look. You got a what do you call that look?
I
It's
don't know.
not grunge, but it's like not even a hip.
I mean, with the beanie and the flannel, I think that falls.
yeah,
in.
like you might have dated a lot of like motocross guys.
Never won.
Never.
Never won. Ugh.
Yeah, you drink it like you might have dated a lot of guys with monster stickers on their back window of their trucks.
No Kyles.
All
no
right.
Kyles. No motocross guys.
No
none of
motocross guys. Just nerdy comics who like Jordans.
I mean, the shoe thing, it's fine.
Yeah, I got these Fire Red 4s.
I know. I just bought my son some. Those are dope.
I got the early access on these. So
I didn't get them. I tried.
What size shoe do you wear?
13.
Oh,
too.
wow, convenient. What's
Oh,
your
that's
address?
right. You're trying to steal my my because I posted that I got the off-white 5s.
Yes. Give them here.
I'm sitting on those for a while. Those are for a comedy special or something. We'll see what. But all right. So Ralphie,
This dog is an asshole today.
it's all right as long as she's not in here.
Okay. Ralphie, kill a stripper.
I think Ralphie is the craziest character on the show.
He's wild, and he's
Super wild.
so like entitled, unlike the other guys. I feel like everybody else, they kind of know their role. They've had some life scared into them,
Mm-hmm.
whereas
Right.
Ralphie just feels like everybody owes him something, and it's really dangerous.
Yeah. I'm obviously not gonna spoil it, but what I really like about Ralphie is they make you hate him,
Mhm.
and then they're gonna really humanize him, and it tears at you.
Yeah.
It
Well,
tears-
Oh, I'm not ready.
The one thing that has been interesting about this show is because it's such an early, like, dramatic story, like where
Right.
the TV shows weren't like this before The Sopranos, so it's very groundbreaking. So
it
there's-
is.
there's scenes as you're watching it in 2020 where you're like, okay, this is real dated or real like they didn't know how to do it or they didn't have the budget for it back then, and you kind of have to accept it. Whereas if you were watching it back then, it was just like, oh, this is all so new and so brilliant.
Right.
But like
Right.
there's definitely like a lot of scenes, usually with the kids, that are real corny.
You
Yeah.
love pointing out how awkward it is.
The
It's
co-
so
the
funny.
kid scenes
Like what?
So like when it's a scene at where what's the daughter
Meadow.
Meadow and her friend are like, it's the night after they got super drunk and got in trouble having the party in his mom's house, and they're just like dancing and like listening to music that they probably wouldn't listen to. It's like I don't know, it's like too cheesy about it. And like one time she says something about like, I lost my bare naked lady CD. I'm like, That's not the girl that's listening to Bare Naked Ladies.
That's when the guy was over the house. She's like, I'm gonna go get the Bare Naked Lady CD, and then we can leave.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
about Noah.
yeah.
Yes.
Jamal Ginsburg, the Hasidic homeboy.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's little things like that where they're a little bit awkward. There's some with AJ too, where like him
he's
and his
smoking a
friends.
cigarette
Yeah.
outside the convenience
I
store.
know
Yeah.
the cop is watching, but they were listening to No Scrubs.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh.
Yeah.
In the kitchen cooking.
Yes. And it was like
Scrub.
that is a song
I hated it too.
but it's weird. It's just like it doesn't feel very authentic in that.
I know,
It's
dude.
like,
I remember seeing that live, and I remember going like, God damn it! What they're gonna do is give this chick a fucking record deal, and she can't sing. I was like, I know. I was like, watch they give Jamie Lynn Sigler a record deal. Thank God they never did.
yeah.
But as soon as I saw her singing, I was just like, oh God, please don't try to make her a music star.
And I saw her and the actor play AJ was Robert
Eiler.
Eiler, yeah. And they were on Your Mom's House podcast, and they're talking about things.
Oh,
like,
really?
how like early on, they're kids, and like the internet was not what it is today, obviously, but there was still like message boards where people were like ripping these kids apart, and they're like, we're the only ones that knew how to get on the internet, so we're the only ones that are aware that everyone's trashing us.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah,
It does suck.
I know it's like all new, and it's like, yeah, it's all new. You know how to use it, and you Google yourself or whatever, or Yahoo yourself, and it's nothing but people talking trash about you.
Yeah, they're like, oh, Meadow got fat this season, and she's like,
oh God, that's
years
terrible,
old.
man.
And she's like,
I just ate a cheeseburger today. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but I really do like the show, and I like how there's those little things that like every once in a while kind of take you out of it, but like the story progression is great, and like seeing the character development is it's
so good. Like him, like if for people who are watching it now who've never seen it, like him going to therapy, to go, that's nothing. But you got to remember, like that was 1999 before self-care and therapy was like a big thing.
Right.
And on top of that,
stigma.
Right. And on top of that, here's this alpha male mafia guy going to see a therapist. I mean, it was crazy.
Well, it's like the
so good
in season 1 where they're giving Junior shit for eating pussy.
Oh yeah.
They're like, oh, you
So
eat pussy,
funny.
that you're gay. That's a gay thing to do. And that's hilarious.
Junior, no. Get your pencils, grab your shit. Don't be hitting Mara. Junior, no.
Oh,
Yeah, blabbermouth cunt.
you're so
Sorry.
good at that, and I love it.
Yeah, you watch the show a lot.
I've seen it so many times. I'm actually gonna go if everything is safe. Me and my buddies are gonna go to Sopranos Con in Atlantic City in April, dude.
Oh,
That's
nice.
a thing?
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely, dude. People are
Can you please?
obsessed with
Yeah, I'll go.
I'm obsessed with the show. And honestly, dude, like the more I've watched it, the more I like start relating to like stuff that Carmela goes through, and like next season, dude, I'm telling you, next season she is fantastic in that season.
Oh, can't
Fantastic.
wait. I did.
And
There's so many life lessons in that show. Like the mafia stuff is cool, but there's so many life lessons in Sopranos, man.
and that's kind
So
of
many.
the beauty of the show is
Right.
having those things all intertwined. Like, yeah, it's fun to have the mafia aspect of it, but even just like seeing someone like Christopher go through what he's gone through so far in these 3 seasons, where like he was kind of addicted to drugs, and then he got almost died, and now he's a made man, and he feels that pressure, and he's just becoming a man
Like
before your eyes.
every character has a lot of depth, and I think that that's important, because in a lot of shows like that you have like 3 or 4 main characters, and they get all the attention and all the depth, and then there's just fucking side chuds.
Yeah,
Right.
they're just there to like move the plot along. Yeah.
Mhm.
Right, like you're right. Like when Christopher gets made and he gets, I think Paulie gave him his sports book.
Mhm.
Yep.
You just owe me whatever, it's like 3 G's a week. Just make sure I get my money. You're good to go.
I think it
And you
was
think like it's just like this easy life, and then like he gets handed that gig, and he goes, man, this shit is not easy. Because even the guy was like, dude, Paulie used to do this. He goes, fuck that, I'm not Paulie. I do things my way.
Mhm.
He had to learn the hard way. Like, dude, there's a way to do this, because it's people just think it's just all fun and game, not fun and games, but it's just easy. It's like, no, dude, he's actually working. You know
It's
what
work
I mean?
and
Stressed out.
it's a level of commitment that
Yeah.
I don't think people are really understanding, where it's like that family comes before your actual family. It comes before anything else.
I
And
took a note, Carmela.
yeah, that loyalty is not
Number
something you
one.
see with people these days.
Yeah, it is wild, man.
Mm.
They're literally just ready to die for this guy. You know,
Because he's the boss.
he's the boss,
Could've been
man.
him, could have been
He
Junior.
is
Like
the boss.
that's the guy.
So who's your? I'll ask you this: who's your favorite and worst and your least favorite character right now?
Ooh.
I would say my least favorite is probably Ralphie, just because they're setting him up to be that, like the heavy in the episodes. But I really love Paulie, because I just think Silvio,
He's so fun.
Paulie and Silvio. Any scene with them is usually like a pretty fun scene. It's a pretty funny show too.
I like those guys.
Like
a
the
lot.
It's
humor in
so
that show is
funny.
fantastic.
It's so funny. Like I'm from Rochester, New York. I went to private Catholic schools my whole life. So, dude, I love Italian people. I love Italian culture. I love all of that. So, like, all the little nuances and the little weird things they say and how they say it
Mhm.
is so funny to me, man. There's a lot of like black dudes my age. We just like obsessed with Italian culture and just how it's just so funny how they communicate with each other.
And yeah, it's real fun.
Fucking hilarious.
Yeah. And it's very funny. And it's also like, it's so macho, but also so fragile at the same time.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. It's just like you said, it's so macho. They never want to seem like too smart or too dumb or you know what I mean? They always want to kind of stay in the middle of like of they always kind of want to be neutral emotionally, even
Yeah.
though they have their feelings about certain things.
Yeah.
They want to come across like they don't give a shit. You know,
Yep.
it's not a big deal.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, thank you so much for being on the podcast. Where can people find you on social media?
At Chris Allen Comedy, ALAN, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I do a live show on that it airs on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube called He Got Answers, and it's just an AMA advice show.
Oh, cool!
Every Tuesday at 9.
Cool.
Yeah.
We'll have to.
Oh, you know what? Maybe one weekend I gotta have you on. We can talk sneakers and all that kind of stuff. So.
Hell yeah, man! That'd be fun.
Look at that. You got a sneaker boyfriend.
I got lots of sneaker
Don't hate.
boyfriends.
Don't hate Sam.
I'm not hating. I'm
because
just
he might leave you for a black man one day.
just take him. I don't want to talk about him. I don't know what the difference between 3s and 4s are besides one number. Unsure.
Oh boy, that's a foul.
She likes to judge me on that. All right, thanks, man.
Judging you.
That was a lot of fun.
Man. All right, thanks.
Bye.
Right,
See ya.
Nope.
Ooh, your hair is sparkly. What's going on in there?
They put tinsel in it.
Fuck yeah, dude. How
Like
the
hair
fuck does that work?
tinsel? My daughter has gold. I did blue.
Fancy. Love
That's
it.
fun.
I was trying.
Better than me.
All right. Let's get to it.
Let's
Hey.
do it.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Instagram Hottie segment. And wait, let me start again. Are you going by Monday McGruber or?
Either one. I mean, I can do both.
It's whatever you want. Where you want to try and send people.
Ooh, is there a
I mean, we can
Christmas
say
light in the
Haley, and then I'll
background?
just tell them about Monday McFarland.
Yeah, there you go.
I just didn't want my work finding out, so like I changed it all.
Fancy.
We'll go by Monday McFarland. Then.
Yeah.
Hey, stop. Come here. Why does she get like this? As soon as we start recording, she starts barking.
Because she hates you. I don't know where the
Because she knows
Yeah.
you have like something important to do.
What do you need to get out of here?
You hate the word please.
Come here, dog. This is the toy that I got her today. That definitely looks like a dildo.
Dad, I have so many questions.
Not me, the
They sound-
dog. It's for the dog.
It's a rubber rope. It's a rubber rope. It's supposed to be good for him.
Hey!
I would just get her a normal rope.
No.
It's a rubber stick, I guess, is what it's healthier for him.
My dog has like a bunch of fake ones, and they hurt like freaking hell when it's like a Lego when you step
Oh
on them.
God.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
There's
The
one of those,
worst.
but I took it to my house, so it lives under my kitchen table and never sees the light of day.
All right. Let's try
No
this.
one knows.
Are you comfy? Are you cozy? Are you tucked in? Are
I'm
you-
good. I got my blankie. We're good to go.
Yes.
My wine's all over in the kitchen, but like I'm good.
Are you sure? This is
Yeah.
important. I'm drinking right in front of you.
That's fine. I was drinking out of the bottle. I don't have a glass, so I'd have to get a glass.
You don't have to
Okay,
get a glass.
you can't one up me on this show then.
Drink. No, you
No.
can. That's funny.
I'm so mad. I would be so mad.
And that makes it even funnier.
I'm gonna play.
I mean, I'll
Silent
easily
Night
go
next
grab
episode.
it.
I think we've kind of already started. I'm going to cut in here somewhere. I'm here with Monday McFarland, this week's Instagram hottie. You're new to the OnlyFans thing, but I've known you for a couple years now, and you're actually one of the early Sam knowers.
What do they call those?
I don't know, Sam knowers. I
I
don't know.
guess.
I was super excited when it like became official. I was like, hoo-hoo, I've met her.
I've been around for some things.
I like her.
Thank you.
Let me open the door and see if
Mm.
just her.
All right, let's talk shit about Bill while he's gone for 32 seconds.
Oh, it's gone. So much bullshit talking.
Oh man.
I need like one of those things to like hold like my car mount, you know? I
Yes.
should have put that in.
Where's your man? Make him hold your phone.
He's in West Virginia.
Well, that's really far away.
No. He's hunting.
What?
I don't
Did
know.
she poop when you went outside?
No.
She's got poop.
That's what it is.
You farted.
I
All
thought
right.
that
Well,
was
this won't be
you.
that long. She's at least not farting.
That's what she said.
How?
That's so smelly.
I know.
God,
That
she
smells like
has the
China
worst
food.
parts.
She's got real bad farts. China
Well,
food.
especially if she has to poop. Imagine when you have to poop.
No, thank you.
No, those parts are probably so bad.
Oh man, she's got some bad farts too.
I have awful farts. Let's
I'm
talk
the
about
fart
it.
captain.
I don't know what passes captain. General?
Admiral. The fart admiral.
Is Admiral
Anyway,
above Captain?
Haley,
Like,
this is
Captain
about
was like
you
that.
and not my
You know
farts.
what? This is what we're gonna do. Do you think you can do an interview?
I don't know. What do you want me to talk about?
Talk
Sure.
about whatever. I gotta take this dog out.
I
Great.
mean, we can take a minute. Okay, I'm gonna go get my wine then.
Go get your wine and let's have a fucking girls' time. I'm scared. This is gonna be so awful. Maybe not. Who knows?
Well, it's the best. It's the best interview that's ever been on the podcast.
It probably will be.
I need to put you down for a second.
Oh, okay. I like this view. Don't get a
Okay.
glass. Don't get a glass. Be
Don't get a glass.
no. Fucking be yourself. This is what this is all about. I've been
Alright.
myself on this podcast way more times than I wanted to be.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Those are my favorite. Not to be like cheesy as fuck, but those are my favorite podcasts. The ones that you're on.
When I'm just fucking screaming bloody fuck at the microphone.
Like, get the fuck out of it.
Like I'm just.
I love it.
This is who I am as a person.
It's
Oh,
because everyone's always just like, oh. I mean, all the podcasts are good. Don't get me wrong, but
you don't have to lie. It's fine. It's just me.
it's just me. But yours are my favorite.
Oh, thank you. I don't know how to take compliments, so I'm just gonna cheers.
Right? It's just awkward. Like, hey.
Oh man, what kind of wine are you drinking?
It's watermelon. I got it when we went to California.
Fancy.
It's not bad. I mean, it's a little too sweet, but it was
Put some fucking
$5.
Vodka or tequila in that bitch. Done, son.
Golden. Oh, that's a genius idea.
I'm an alcoholic. I have a few of them.
Me too. I just finished all my liquor. That's why I was drinking this.
Aw, that's why I'm at Bill's house. He has whiskey and I don't.
There.
Just
Golden.
kidding. I actually like it. It's fine.
I just hang out with my boyfriend because he's got alcohol.
Okay, so I have to do an interview. What the fuck is an interview? The only time I've
I
done
know.
interviews is for people to work with me / for me, and I'm not good at that either.
See, I've never done those. I've just been interviewed.
What do you want? Oh, so you're on OnlyFans now? You're new to the OnlyFans situation?
Yeah, so I made one like I don't know, a couple weeks ago, like as a joke, kind of when I was drunk.
That's
And then-
the only way it starts.
Always. And then like I didn't think I was gonna do anything with it. And then Seth like kind of talked me into it.
That's your man.
Not talked me into it. He's like, it's cool if you do it, and I'll take all your pictures and blah blah
You're
blah.
a hype man. You have a built-in hype man.
I really do.
Fucking fantastic.
So then I was drunk
I know
on
exactly.
Sunday,
Tell
and I
your
said, you know
podcast.
what?
Do it. Give me groceries.
Fucking- So I shared it with
Put up there.
everyone.
Oh, I love it.
And-
I love
And
it.
then he
so
laughed.
much.
Then he laughed because I told him, I'm like, oh hey, by the way, like I kind of launched the OnlyFans, and he's like really used
Out there in
did
the
it
universe.
while I was gone because he's been gone since Friday. I'm like, yeah, I mean, might as well.
I'm here alone. Like,
What else am I gonna do?
I'm gonna drink.
And
this
then like
wine.
it dawned on me like I'd have to change the name and stuff because I don't want my work finding out.
Totally fair.
Then we
totally
came up with
understandable.
Monday McFarland.
Well, okay, so how did you get to that name?
So my friend Vanessa has like a list of names that she would want to go by if she was ever like a writer.
Okay. Ooh.
And one of her names was Monday McFarland.
What the fuck is that called? Not a. It's a pet. It's a pen name. It's a
Pet, kind of. It's like Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider.
No, Ghost
that
Rider
not
when
it?
somebody
That's
else
not
writes it and you. I don't know. Some fucking Mark Twain is one of these things. I think.
Yeah, because Mark Twain isn't like his real name, right?
Yeah. I don't. There's a
This is
fucking
what-
fancy literature term, but we are not in that fucking playground.
I'm not that smart.
We're not in that playground. We're.
I don't know that.
Mm-mm.
So then we came
Oh,
up Monday
we're not on the
McFarland,
end.
and I thought it was sexy. So it kind of reminded me of like superheroes lady, Mary Jane Watson.
Yeah.
Like it kind of gave me like that sexy vibe. So I was like, fuck it, Monday McFarland.
I'm thinking that, and all I can picture is her with a giant bottle of whiskey. Because like
Yes.
McFarland sounds Irish as fuck.
Yes.
This bitch is chugging shots of whiskey. and
I'm just
saving
doing
the
body
day
shots
with
of
his fuck.
J-Mo.
Yes!
That's what my OnlyFans is gonna be.
This is the best. I like this better without him. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm not sorry.
This is so much better.
It's like a little girls' time. Like, where's our cheese? We have our drinks. Where's our cheese?
Where's our cheese? Oh, I love cheese and crackers. Oh, so yummy.
Yes. Oh, okay. What else? I actually need to like try to do a good job here. I guess
We
I
did
don't know.
good.
I'm not.
You know he's gonna come in and like re-ask all these questions again.
No, he's not. He's gonna be like, "What?" I'm like, "I don't know. We talked. We had wine. We cheers. It's fine."
Yeah, that's all we got. Oh my god.
Oh man.
It is I do kind of like it though, because then I was thinking like every girl wants to feel sexy, right?
Yeah, and get
So, like-
compliments from people that like unexpectedly, but kind of like it's just like going out in public wearing an outfit that you know you look good in, and somebody like turns their head. It's just like that, but
It's like that,
pandemic version.
and with money.
And sometimes
Like, what's sexier than someone paying me $5 to see a boob?
Oh, dude,
Like,
I have
there you go.
$10 right here. What's up?
I have noticed, I forgot like the creeps in the world, especially the creeps like that I know.
Okay, so can we talk about that for a second?
Like,
I would rather get a dick pic from a stranger, super unsolicited, and just be able to completely make fun of it and be like, this little fucking creep is just like, look what his little dick looks like, everybody, because here it is.
right?
But when it's somebody you know,
So weird.
so awkward.
Like, and then I can't.
They
have to be
look at that
nice.
in their face, and it's just like,
It's weird. I had a guy one time, he asked me, he's like, would you like to see a good picture? And I was like, no, like and this was before this all started. And I was like, no, like I'm good.
just a good picture, not like implying anything.
No, he said just a good picture. I said, no, I'm good. And then he goes, well, at least I'm a gentleman and I ask first.
Ew.
And I was like, I don't even know what that means. Like, how does that make this better?
No, fuck that.
The unsolicited dick pic will never go away. I swear.
It won't. And I have a really funny unsolicited dick pic story. But recently, I was having a conversation with a friend-ish of mine. Like, he's a friend of a friend. I've seen him around. We've never had an actual face-to-face conversation. But he sent me a selfie of him because we were talking about his sunglasses. And he's like, oh, I took a picture of me in my sunglasses the other day, and it like totally describes who I am as a person. I'm like, sweet, great, can't wait, show me, because you're a super fun guy. I can't wait to see how weird and wild this is. Like,
He's shirtless, isn't he?
full frontal nudie, sunglasses only, tongue out.
I hate people.
Homie,
I hate people
Like,
so much.
we were just literally UV rays in my eyeballs, and now I have your veins in my eyeballs. No, thank you. No, thank you. Ugh.
Like, I'm good. I'm good.
If I want to see a dick, I will either ask or look on the internet because
They're everywhere. Like, I don't need you to send them to me. I can go looking. I also have pictures of my phone of a dick that I would like to see on a daily basis.
yeah,
So, like, why do I need to see
dick that I
yours?
sit on. Like,
I want that. I'll see that one all day.
please, thank you. That one won't hurt me in any capacity.
That one's never done any harm.
Not that I didn't ask for. Oh, this is the best. I love
This
it.
is so good. You better keep all of this in.
I don't know. I don't know how to. I just scooted into the middle of this desk. I
I
don't know
know,
what
you
buttons
just
to
took it
push,
over.
so you can't leave until he comes back.
I wasn't gonna leave anyway. I got so burnt tanning today, so it's like,
Oh damn.
my face is more red than usual.
My face looks just, I don't know. There's a zit here and it's annoying, but whatever.
Oh, I had one like on the inside of my nose.
The worst.
Oh,
I,
and I just got my nose
this,
double pierced.
this is gonna be
So
the
it's, like,
picture that
stuck
you
up.
post.
Right?
Like,
The hookup hottie just picking her nose. That's
ooh,
fine.
okay.
Not hookup
How
hottie.
have you bet? So since I met you at a festival, how are you
Yes.
feeling with all of this no fucking live music bullshit shenanigans?
I hate it with the passion. Like, I would give anything to go to see like maybe like a shit band at the Agora, or a shit band, like a band I've never even heard of or would go see, just to see some live music.
I looked up, so the Beachland's doing some shows, but it's all seated. And I looked up, so you have to buy it by the table.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, $320 for a 4-person table. But this is also some guy that sells out. His name is Tab Benoit. He's a blues musician from
Oh, very cool.
I think. But like, and he sells out every year. But $320? What if I don't have friends? Because I go to concerts alone. So I'm supposed to fucking shell out half a fucking paycheck to go do a thing? No,
Right? Like, that's
get down.
well, that's like we were gonna go to Burt Kreischer's drive-through thing.
Bill and I did. I bought.
Oh, was it fun?
It was really fun, but there were trains that went past like every 25 minutes.
Oh, that's annoying.
But it was still fun.
Well, when I first bought the ticket, I thought it was 300 something per ticket, not per.
Okay, you're just scooching
Like,
me out of the way because you're back now.
I'm joining in.
We had a great time.
We did have a great time.
I-
I'm not
Feeling
going to
you
tell you
would.
anything about it.
No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to watch what you guys did and then comment on it as I watch it.
That's fun.
It's going to be
I
fun.
made a joke that you were gonna just cut it all out.
I wouldn't do it if I was just going to do that.
We'll see. You don't know what we said.
So, anyway, did you talk about her tits yet?
Who,
Not
mine or her?
yet.
Hers.
Oh.
She's got the OnlyFans.
We
She's
talked
Monday
about the
McFarland.
OnlyFans.
Oh, okay, well, then you talk
You,
about her
you were
tits.
right. He did ask all these questions. Anyways, back to Burt Kreischer.
Well, yeah, we were gonna go to that show, and then I thought it was $320 per ticket, not like per.
Car.
It was
Right.
weird. It was like, so you could do it by like, it had to be by car, but per person by car. So you could do a 2, a 3, a 4, or like a 5 or a 6. So it was
makes
like it depended on how big your car load was. I think the bigger it was, the cheaper your tickets were. But I don't know.
Like the more people.
Do more, yeah.
I miss concerts. I miss comedy shows. I miss everything.
Being out in the
There's
world.
still some comedy shows going on if you look out around. Yeah,
I mean, I have, but they're usually on dates somewhere I'm working.
all right, well, we can.
Okay, OnlyFans. Don't you make your own schedule?
Hilarities.
I mean, I have a normal job too.
Fuck it. OnlyFans only. Oh,
I'm hoping.
I believe in you. All right, about your tits. What do you want to talk about her tits?
Oh yeah, about my
They're,
tits.
they're huge. So
They're
should-
massive.
They should subscribe to your OnlyFans, which I did. I'm a good patron.
You did. You did. I appreciate it.
I don't think I've actually looked at it yet, though. I'm gonna do my live reaction to your
I
OnlyFans.
don't think.
Why are you so bad?
Oh, I did post my tits on there today.
Yeah.
I did. I mean, it's like a side view of the tits. It's not like a full tit
Side
yet.
boob?
Side boob.
All right.
Give me that.
Side boob out.
Yes.
I mean, they are. Oh, my hair's just covered. I mean, they are huge. They're fucking
Look at that
massive.
cleavage. Go back down. Go back down.
Damn.
Go back there. Okay.
Ooh, what's up, titties?
What are you barking about? God damn, I hate this dog. All right, talk amongst yourselves again.
Whoopsie, you're only doing me favors now. This is the only time I like when you're barking. What else do you want to talk about? So you're the Instagram hottie. Tell me something.
I've never been an Instagram hottie before. I don't
Hey,
know.
me either. That was me last week, and my ass was on the internet. And my one of my delivery drivers at work messaged me on Instagram. I was like, "Hey, Sam." I'm like, okay, who the fuck?
I made a new Instagram for like just this, and everyone keeps messaging me on both of them, being like, "Oh my god, is it really you? Oh my god, is it? Or did someone make up a fan?" I'm like, "No, like it's."
Like, it depends on who's asking. Like, who?
I'm not that important that someone's making a fake Instagram about me.
Yes, you are, Queen. Yes, you are.
Yes.
Like, do you see these beautiful ones I
They're
have
freaking-
carrying around?
Seth calls me Big Tits McGee, so
Woo, that should have been your fucking thing. Tits
that really
McGee.
should have. Big Tits McGee.
Yes, love it. I'm Tiny Tits McGee.
There we go. We can just make our own.
That's what I'm saying. Do a whole thing. Do a whole thing.
Your booty.
We got Big Tits and Little Tits McGee.
Booty McScooter. That just sounds like my dog that rubs my butt on the carpet.
I like it.
No.
Really?
Yeah, sorry about my dog. She's annoying.
No,
as-
I
but
hate
she's
her.
super adorable.
She's
No.
very adorable, but not really once you get to her.
She's,
She's
a
the
demon.
worst. The further away from her you are, the more you like her.
Can't do-
Okay.
like when I spend 2 or 3 days away from the dog, I love her for 20 minutes instead of 5.
Mm.
And I go back to hating her.
And I'm with her every goddamn day.
You bought her, idiot.
I know.
Like, it's like having children all over again.
They're not as needy as honestly. She's way more needy than any kids.
That's true. Mine's kind of cool. She doesn't need anything.
Well, okay, because you influence your kid's personality. With the dog, just doesn't give a fuck.
No,
That's true.
the dog's like, you are my whole world, and I am your whole world.
And that's
the
it.
whole world. And then chicken.
And then chicken.
Ah.
All right. How long have we been going?
I don't know. I don't
I don't
know how to
know.
work this thing. I told her that I didn't know how to turn it off, so she had to stay with me until you got back. So I
All
don't
right,
know.
well, I'm back. Make sure you check out her OnlyFans. Your Instagram is Monday McFarland. How do you spell it?
Monday like the regular day, and the McFarland McFarland.
Okay.
I think there's an underscore in between them, if I'm correctly.
Okay.
if
I'll
there's
make sure I
tits in it,
tag.
find it.
Yeah, I'll make sure I tag it in the
Deal.
and everything. And thank you so much for being on the Bill Squire Show with Sam.
Quick question:
No problem.
Where do you get fucking tinsel hair?
Amazon for like $10, and it's like it'll last you a lifetime.
You just clip it in. How the fuck?
Yeah, it just well, it's like a tie-in.
Oh.
So there's like 6 of them in there, and the knots at the top are so small you can't even feel them.
I love this. It's like Christmas dreads.
I know.
I don't even like Christmas.
I hate Christmas.
You want
But we
Christmas?
love tinsel hair.
Love fucking tinsel hair.
We're about it.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Cheers
I'm
to
excited to
Welcome.
hear what you guys
Cheers.
said. And yeah, that's awesome. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, share, especially subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm trying to get that up to 1,000 followers, and we're getting close. So that's all. Bye-bye.
you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
This is the Bill Squire Show.